Gungrave, 2002. Gungrave is a PlayStation 2 third-person shooter developed by Red Entertainment and released in 2002. The game is notable for including Yasuhiro Nightow's character designs, who is the author of the Western-themed manga series Trigun. The game is a gorgeous yet simple third-person shooter with a distinct design and well-crafted plot. The game puts players in control of a mystical entity known as Beyond the Grave, commonly referred to as Grave, who acts as a one-man army fighting to overthrow a sinister criminal enterprise known as Millennium, which has maintained a stranglehold on the city through the sale of a drug known as seed. Published by Sega and Activision, Gungrave definitely looks really cool and can be a rather fun, albeit short title to explore. Before we move on further with the video, we would like to request our viewers to please hit the like and share buttons and subscribe to our channel for your daily dose of gaming and esports. Annihilate all that you set your eyes upon, exploring Gungrave. Gungrave is a simple and quick third-person shooter. It does, however, have a lot of swag. The gameplay mechanics are fairly easy to understand, as the player juggles between two basic attacks and a special attack. In many ways, Grave is like a tank with massive DPS and HP stats, who has limited mobility and is best at shooting while standing still. He appears to be a zombie, but he's also carrying a big tomb on his back, which explains his poor posture. Grave also wields a pair of lethal handguns. He can fire these pistols repeatedly and swiftly, never needing to reload. His coffin-like attachment proves to be a weapon as well. It can launch a destructive rocket at first, but you can unlock numerous demolition shots later on that are much more lethal. Gungrave is made up of 6 short rounds, each of which requires you to get from point A to point B, while shooting down an endless number of adversaries. Grave's major source of assistance throughout the game is the compassionate yet enigmatic Dr. T. He offers Grave both knowledge that he obtains via his own channels and medications that preserve Grave's body. Overall, Gungrave appears to be rather remarkable. The landscapes in Gungrave are all extremely destructible. In addition to the flawlessly animated and stylized character models, incautious shooting causes everything around you to shatter or explode, giving the impression that you're spreading serious devastation. All of the explosions cause the game's frame rate to drop and the action to slow down often, but this almost appears to be for dramatic effect rather than due to technical flaws. The majority of the soundtrack in Gungrave is the continual dull thudding of your weapons going off, similar to what you'd hear at a construction site. Certain well-placed SFX complements the aesthetics, and the game's music cleverly transitions from hard rock to ambient electronica. Gungrave Reboot, Bullets, Graves, and Gore. With the delayed title Gungrave Gore being shown off at Gamescom 2021, it appears like Gungrave is bursting back to life after a long hiatus. The latest teaser depicts a bunch of highly armed thugs at a seaport, while someone calls Grave's coffin from afar, probably Mika Asagi. The girl Grave is assigned to guard. The coffin flies in, squashing one of the criminals and unleashing a rampaging zombie on the group. The trailer closes with Grave lifting his weapons and the sound of shooting, and we also get to witness Grave kill one other guy maliciously by breaking his neck mid-leap. With this and the gameplay video shown in the earlier trailers, it looks like Gungrave Gore will be focused on making the player feel like an unstoppable force. The aesthetic style has been significantly altered, with this new Grave resembling a conventional sci-fi fantasy hero, albeit he retains many of the traditional Gungrave gear. Ikumi Nakamura, a veteran artist from the Evil Within titles and the forthcoming Ghostwire Tokyo, is also working on Gungrave Gore, though her position is unknown. Gungrave Gore is being developed by Iggy Mob and will be available for PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, PS5, and PC in 2022. Marvelous Verdict. Gungrave is one of those PS2 classics that sold primarily due to its stylistic design. With a playtime of little over 2 hours in normal difficulty, the game can easily be beaten in one sitting. Although this does not leave room for much replay value, Gungrave definitely deserves a special mention for Nightow's character designs. The 3D models are way ahead of their time, and it is always cool to see a close-up of the protagonist breaking into cutscenes to perform combos. For what it's worth, Gungrave is the kind of game you'd want to have in your collection, especially when you have a group of non-gaming friends over. The cutscenes and visuals may wow them, and they, like yourself, should be able to zip through all 6 levels in one evening. Regardless of that fact, with Gungrave Gore on the way, fans of the television show and gamers who have previously enjoyed playing the first 2 installments are all looking forward to what the franchise has in store for them next.